That's lovely. It's a bit like a kind of twist on a rum, dark and stormy cocktail.
I'm not a big drinker, but I do like rum. So that's something that I would probably go for. It's really nice.
Excellent. Wow. Have a winner. Right. So, guest intro. So, Harpreet has recently taken part in The Apprentice, the show where you stand to win $250,000 to boost your business plan. Harpreet describes herself as a born leader, fearless and full, and wants to take her business to the next level. I'll find out from Harpreet what she thinks it takes to make her business, Barni's Desserts, a success and how she's found the journey so far.
Great. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. Brilliant. So we'll dive right in. So Harpreet, great to have you here today, and your cake business, Barni's Desserts, looks incredible. It really does. I was like oogling over the Instagram. How long have you been running it, and what inspired you to start a business?
So we actually set up 6 years ago. I had a career in retail banking before that.
Okay, it's quite different.
And yeah, very different.
Yeah.
And I like cake.
Who doesn't?
Who doesn't? I have a really big sweet tooth. And I think a good fair few years ago, I caught onto the trend of sort of a couple of dessert spots sort of cropping up. And I thought, okay, maybe we're on, like, this is an idea. Yeah. Because not everybody wants to go out and have alcoholic drinks. And it's, you know, sometimes more difficult to socialise if you don't want a drink. Yeah. So decided to sort of set up a dessert parlour where we could serve cakes, yummy desserts, and just nice naughty treats, really. And I guess what inspired me to do it, I think I've always been a little entrepreneurial. Yeah. I've always kind of wanted to do my own thing.
How do you know that? Like, do you look back at your childhood and think, oh, I was always making and selling things? Like, what makes you feel like you've got that entrepreneurial spirit in you?
Well, no, I actually always feel a little bit jealous of people that say, I used to sell this at school and I used to do that. And I'm like, oh, I wish I knew how to do that. So I don't think I really had it in me going through education or school or college, because I was really focused on my studies. Yeah. I wanted to get top grades. I wanted to be top student, teacher's pet. And that was my focus at the time. I was very ambitious and driven, but it was all about my education. And then I think it was maybe as I got a little older, as I started uni, and I started my job at the bank, I think I wanted more. And it's like, okay, I can handle this. This is cool. And I started getting promoted. But I thought, I've got free time. I can maybe set up something that will provide more of an income. Yeah. Or an additional income stream. And then it kind of spun from there. I had a few different ideas. I think I'm just the type of person that I want to be the best version of myself. And I like exploring every single avenue. Yeah, so for entrepreneurs, you know, typically an entrepreneur is someone that is literally striving in every single angle that they can. I think that's just part of my personality. Yeah.
And how have you found your business journey so far?
I would love to say the business journey has been magical and it's all started fantastically and it's an onwards and upwards journey. But as I'm sure you'll know yourself, Ellie, business is hard. Yeah. I would be lying if I said there weren't times where I thought, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? I just want to go and hand my notice in and go and work in Tesco, but there's no one to hand my notice into. You're kind of there, you're stuck, but in a good way, because you're invested, you've spent all your time, your energy, blood, sweat, tears, and there's not really a way out. And I forgot the question.
It's all you. I mean, I guess my question was around your journey and how you found it. Like, I mean, a lot of people who go into business, you know, they find it quite stressful, and you can quite often be faced with difficult situations, myself included. How do you deal with the big challenges that your business throws at you?
I'm not going to lie, business is stressful, you know, on a daily basis. If it's not the smaller stuff, you know, just little things cropping up, I don't know, a maintenance issue at the shop or staff phoning in sick. Yeah. Or you've just found an amazing staff member who you thought was going to grow with the company and they've gone and got an opportunity elsewhere. Then it's even the bigger stuff, you know, making decisions. It's tough, it's hard. For me, I'm very, very lucky and blessed that I have a business partner who's also my sister. So I feel that really helps me. I'm not quite sure if I would be able to do it alone because it has been quite difficult, but we have very complementary skills and we bounce off each other. But in terms of coping and getting through, you just have to keep at it. You just,
Keep going.
I think maybe because when you own a business, you know that if you don't do what you need to do,
No one else is going to do it.
No one else
for
is
you,
going to
yeah.
do it, and you're
Yeah.
not going to get that paycheck that month. Like, you need to actually do your work because there's no other option not to. So it's almost a case of, well, you've got to do it, and you kind of have to cope because there's no option not to.
A lot of people, in my experience, and I used to work in the drinks industry, turn to, well, I still do, but in the alcohol drinks industry, a lot of people turn to alcohol when they're faced with stressful situations. How often do you drink, and what's your relationship like with drinking?
It doesn't surprise me that people would turn to alcohol, actually, as a coping mechanism. I'm not personally a big drinker myself. I never have been. It's just something that I've never really been too fussed about. I think it's because I'm a person that I always like to stay in control. I like to sort of be composed, and I know that when you have a couple of drinks, you all go a bit woo-woo, and, not to say that I don't enjoy a drink. I would say I personally only really have a drink if I'm socialising or going out. However, I think, there has been times when you've had a really stressful day at work, and you want a glass of red wine because it just knocks the edge off a little bit. However, for me personally, I'm not sure if I'm lucky or whatever it is, I don't find that stress relief through alcohol, but I can definitely see that as something that could be a real struggle or problem for people very easily.
And I'm sure a lot of people listening can relate to that. You clock off at the end of the day, whether it's your business or whether it's, whoever you work for, and you kind of have that stressful moment that you just want a release. And I think actually people can take a lot of inspiration from the fact, alcohol at the end of the day is just numbing the feelings you've got about something. It's not helping you solve it. It's not helping it go away, or it's helping it go away momentarily. So we kind of, on this podcast, advocate for actually taking a bit of a balanced week. Have a drink, but know that you're drinking it for enjoyment, not to kind of quiet your emotions.
Well, one of the problems that I have with alcohol is, yes, you'll forget things in the moment, and it makes things a lot easier, and it genuinely does. If you've had a stressful day and you go and have a nice little drink, something like, if it's summer, you're having a gin and tonic, or in the winter you'll have a red wine, suddenly you feel a little bit better about things. But for me, it's the morning after or the day after, and actually you've kind of slowed yourself down, and alcohol is a depressant, so you actually feel a little bit worse, I feel, than before you had it.
Yeah, it's almost like it gets better for a little bit, and then it gets very much worse because you're not as productive the next day. You're annoyed at yourself because you drank a bit too much the night before. We've all been there.
Yeah.
So I actually want to ask you about The Apprentice, which you have starred as a contestant on. Very exciting, long anticipated 2022 series of The Apprentice. Tell me, I'm very interested to know, what made you decide to join The Apprentice as a contestant? When was the moment you thought, right?
You're going to laugh now. I've grown up watching The Apprentice. I'm not a huge TV fan. I'll watch it as and when, but I've always been glued to The Apprentice. I love business. I love business shows. I love Dragon's Den. And I've always watched The Apprentice and thought, oh gosh, these guys are idiots. I can do this, I thought, come on, what are they playing at? Look at these silly decisions they're making. And I've always looked at it and thought, I can do that. I can smash those tasks. It just seemed really fun to me to do these cool tasks where you get to, for example, make an electric toothbrush or make a non-alcoholic drink, which is what we did this series. I just thought that's so fun, and I think I'd be really good at it. So COVID hit, and I actually wanted to go travelling because I've not really done that before in my life. And I wanted to sort of tick that off my bucket list. I thought, okay, I'm going to go traveling around Asia.
Yeah.
But then COVID hit. So that sort of scarpered those plans. And funnily enough, a couple of days later, I saw that The Apprentice was taking applications again. So I thought, okay, maybe this is a little bit of a sign. I'm just going to go for it, you know. And I'd actually tried to apply a couple of years ago, but I didn't actually complete my application. For whatever reason, it wasn't the right time for me. And this time I thought, you know, I'm going to do it. There's not really much else going on. I feel like it's the right time in my life. And I just went for it. Yeah.
Good for you. And how did you make it happen? Like, did you just work really hard on the application? Like, how did you think, I've got to make this happen? Like, what did you actually do to make sure you landed?
For me, along with everything else that I feel has come into my life, I'm a really big believer in manifestation and visualize your goals. So for me, I wasn't going to apply for The Apprentice. I was going to be on The Apprentice.
I love that.
For sure. So it was definitely a goal of mine. So I actually had like a calendar, like a monthly calendar, and I wrote all the application dates on it, all the deadlines, and worked backwards. And this is going to sound really strange, but even wrote, okay, well, I'm going to have to buy an outfit then for that interview, and then I'll have to do this for that interview, and planned all of the steps rather than just the first step, because in my head, I had accepted and knew I'm going to get through.
Oh my God, it's giving me shivers. I love that.
And I've found that quite a few times in my life, actually. Sometimes there's something I know I want, and I just know I'm going to get it because I'll almost fixate on it, but then I will work towards it. So, you know, I'm looking at vlogs or other people's experiences of their interview process. I'm planning out all questions. I'm writing them out. I'm role-playing in the mirror. Everything that you would do for a normal interview, I guess, if you really want to get a job or through a situation, you have to prepare. So I definitely did prepare. And I think I said this the other day, that I'm very grateful for the opportunity to be on The Apprentice, but I don't feel I was lucky to get on it. I did work to get into the process. Yeah, I made it happen.
Yeah, there's something in that about really visualising your goal. And actually, I love that you worked backwards and that you marked stuff out in your calendar. That's brilliant. I think once you have in your mind that something's going to happen, it's almost like you've set that path now. And
absolutely.
It's just about the journey. Yeah. What's one thing that surprised you about the show that you didn't realise from, you said you were a fan, obviously, before. What surprised you from merely watching it as opposed to actually taking part? Was there anything in there? You're like, oh, I didn't realise it was like this.
Yeah. Look, it's a TV show at the end of the day. For me, I think I went in a little naive because I thought, okay, brilliant. We're going to do business tasks and make great decisions and work as a team, and Lord Sugar will pick the person that makes the best decisions, right? But it is a TV show at the end of the day, and it's not reality. So you are trapped in this bubble. And I think that was really amplified because it was COVID when we were actually filming this series. So we didn't have any contact with the outside world. And obviously I knew going in that you don't have the tools available to you. Like, you don't have your phone, so you can't use Google. But it really was quite different to how you would do things in reality, which was quite, it wasn't a shock to me, but it's almost as if you're watching it now that I've been through it, and I'm almost feeling sorry for us, like, oh, but we don't have the tools, like, you know, whereas previously I was looking and thinking, why are they behaving that way? So yeah, it was a little different to what I thought it was going to be, but I do think at the end of the day, the process is designed to find a person that can make decisions under pressure, dealing with situations that you may not have ever dealt with before. And that's the reality of having a business. If you set up a business, you might not have HR experience, accounting experience, dealing with someone who's, I don't know, got a grievance against another staff member, or your roof has just caved in. You might not have ever dealt with those things in life before, but to be successful, you're going to have to, and you're going to have to think fast. And I think that the process, yes, it's a little bit different from reality, but actually the people that get through have got those skills that you would have to use in reality. So
And it's still incredible. It's just throwing challenge after challenge
Oh,
at
yeah.
you, literally. I'm really interested to know, what's it like living with 15 strangers, and who are your apprentice besties?
Oh, I didn't mind living with 15 other people. I'm Indian, so I've lived as part of a big family before.
Used to it, yeah.
I'm used to just creating my own space. So I didn't mind it. I quite enjoyed it. I liked the company of other people. And for me, it was really cool to be surrounded by like-minded people that actually just want to progress themselves and are just, giving it their best and are willing to put themselves out there. So I really enjoyed that element of it. Besties, I'm obviously all about girl power. So I loved all of the girls in the house. Really had my own friendships with each and every one of them. Brittany has amazing energy. I think from the first task we worked together, quite a lot throughout the process, you'd have seen. She's a really positive person, and I really like that about her. Catherine definitely got on with because we shared a bedroom for the majority of the process. So we were besties in there, and I got on with everyone. Yeah. I genuinely did.
Friends for life.
Friends for life, yeah. I do think I've made some friends for life in there.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Such a great experience.
Yeah, it was.
A lot of people listening may have ideas and things they want to do, but aren't sure how to go about it. What bits of advice would you give to someone listening that maybe has an idea and wants to go out and make it happen?
I would say that, look, you can have a number of ideas, especially if you've got the entrepreneurial mindset. It's quite funny sometimes because I come up with so many ideas, and if I actually shared all of them, people would think I'm crazy. They'll think, hang on a second, 1 minute you want to do a dessert business, 1 minute you want to, sell handbags. What are you doing here?
Yeah.
But actually, you have to test out a few ideas to then settle on the right one, and then you go for it. Nothing is ever going to feel perfect, but you do have to do some research. Yeah. So whether that's jumping in the car and going and visiting similar establishments in the industry that you want to set up, that's a great idea. I would definitely say networking and speaking to people. And don't be afraid to speak to people that you feel may be actually your competitors. I made that mistake early on thinking, well, we can't ask advice from so-and-so because, well, they're doing the same thing that we want to. But actually I found that people are quite willing to be open and share advice.
Yeah.
So I would say definitely network, depending on the industry, whether that's actually going to networking events, having a look at who's on LinkedIn. It could be anyone, and anyone could inspire you and give you that golden nugget that you need that will then inspire another idea. So I'd say just get talking, go out there and don't hide behind a desk. You've actually got to get out into the big, wide, real world and find out what's going on. And then when you've got that gut instinct about something, not everything's going to feel perfect, but just go for it, test it out, because what's the worst that's going to happen?
Yeah, such good advice. I think just your point about getting out there and making it happen, not getting stuck behind a desk. Yeah. I did the same when I started. My business was just went out to bartenders with early versions of the product and just got them to try it, got feedback.
Yeah.
Spoke to customers, would you actually buy this? It's so important before you kind of invest a lot of time and money in something that maybe people don't want.
It's really hard. So what you said, going out to bars, it can be actually quite daunting.
Yeah.
Especially if you're on your own.
Yeah.
And you've got these samples and sometimes people don't want to talk to you, but you've got to be able to handle rejection and the word no. Yeah. And that's okay.
That was going to be my question to you. What do you think holds people back from maybe doing something? Is it that fear of rejection potentially, or something else?
I think, I think it's a little bit of confidence maybe, and the fear of rejection. It's difficult to get out there and put yourself forward, especially if you're not 100% confident in the idea and you're figuring it out.
Yeah.
It's really difficult to put yourself out there and stand out from the rest. It's a lot easier to get a job or go to work or do what everyone else is doing, because the minute that you stand out and you want to do something different, not everybody is going to understand or like what you're doing, and you're going to have comments, and you're going to, for example, go to a bar with your samples and get the bartender giving you a funny look or whatever it is.
Yeah, had all of that.
Yeah, I bet you did.
Non-alcoholic spirits?
I bet you did. I mean, you know, I've had that so I was in retail banking before. I'd worked myself up to a good position at a young age. And I turned around and said, well, okay, I'm going to go and sell waffles from a little stand in a shopping centre. Not everybody got it. I don't even think I understood what I was doing at the time. But it was in my gut. I wanted to do it, so I went for it. Because at the end of the day, life is about taking risks. And I would rather get to a position where I can look back and say, wow, I followed my dreams. I gave it a go. Yes, these things worked out. These things were a little bit silly and actually I embarrassed myself there. But so what? At least I tried.
At least you tried.
Yeah.
That's so right. And that's exactly the attitude that I think everyone should have and can have. And it's definitely the attitude I've had as well in my business. Like, as long as you gave it a go and you gave it your best shot, that's the best you can do. So we're actually going to do a warm down Q&A rather than a warm up. We like to mix it up with Harpreet. I may not ask you all the questions, or I may. Let's see how we go. Okay. Vacation or staycation?
Difficult. Quick, short answer is vacation. I need the beach. I need the sun. I'm a sun worshipper. I would love to stay in the UK, but I need a plane out of here ASAP, please.
Yeah, don't we all?
Yeah.
Tell me that. Okay, right. I'm going to need it quick. City or countryside?
City.
Museum and sights or shopping and coffee?
I've got to pick coffee.
I'm
not fussed about shopping. I need a coffee in my life.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Spontaneous or planner?
I'm a mix of both. I'll do yeah. Oh no. Okay, spontaneous. Let's be crazy.
Love it. Camping or glamping?
Oh, glamping. I'm not getting in a tent. I've never done that.
A lot of people had to do it over lockdown. There was nowhere else to go.
They did, but it's not me.
Salad or sandwich?
Oh, salad, definitely. And that's because I genuinely do enjoy salads. I'm that girl.
Planned or surprise?
What? In what context? Am I getting a romantic surprise?
Are you a planner or do you love surprises?
I love surprises because I just find them magical.
There we go. Some people hate them. Some people
I would love a surprise. Surprise me. Presents, gifts.
My sisters and my family are like, never surprise me. I want to know what's going on. I'm like, what? No. Everyone loves a surprise.
I love the surprise. Yeah. I get annoyed if the surprise has been ruined. I'm like, well, just don't bother now.
Yeah. Flat or heels?
Oh, heels. Yeah. They just elevate you and they look cute.
Last two now. Early bird or night owl?
I'm neither. I'm just roaming around, lost, waking up when I can and hoping for bed at 8 p.m. I don't know. I'm going to pick early bird. I'm trying to get to those 5 a.m. starts.
You and me both. I mean, surely in The Apprentice you had to be up
at we did.
4 or 5, like, ridiculous o'clock.
Well, I thought it would be great because we were waking up at 3:30, 4 a.m. I thought, great, when I'm out of the house, I'm going to keep this up. Yeah. I can't stop pressing that snooze button. I can't. And I'm not.
I'll tell you a little secret, neither can I. Don't worry. Well, honestly, when I was starting my business, I was up at 4 or 5 a.m. crack of dawn. And now that I'm running my business, I need the sleep. Yeah. I need.
As soon as it starts going okay, it's like
I'm getting wrinkles. I'm getting bags. I need the beauty sleep. Last one, sweet or savoury?
Oh, definitely sweet.
I knew the answer. I knew what the answer to that one was going to be.
Definitely
before I asked
every time.
it. Yeah. Brilliant. Thank you, Harpreet. Thank you so much. I've got one last question for you, which is a bit of a wild card question.
Okay.
So, Hollywood is making a movie of your life.
Okay.
Who would you like to see play the lead role for you?
Oh my gosh, I've never thought.
There's a question for you.
Right, which Hollywood actresses do I like? Who have I got a girl crush on?
Oh my God!
Let me pick the hottest, sexiest, gorgeous Hollywood actress because, of course, of
course they're going to play you. Why not?
I'm going to have to pick actually someone Indian because, of course, I've got to stay true to my roots. Yes, so I will pick Priyanka Chopra. Amazing. So she's a leading Bollywood actress. Yeah. She's absolutely smashed it. In terms of her career goals, and she's made the transition over to Hollywood, or she starred in a US drama. So I'm going to have to pick her because I've got to do it for India.
Got to do it.
for the
Love it.
Indians, yeah.
Amazing. Thank you, Harpreet, so much for answering all my questions. You've been brilliant. It's been amazing having you on, and good luck with everything. I'm sure your business will be a huge success.
Thank you so much for having me. I've really enjoyed it.
No worries.
Thank you.
Here we go. Over and out.